Our Bible reading for today's discussion is taken from Genesis chapter 25, from the verse 29 to the 34. This is a story about twin brothers, and one ended up deceiving the other. Actually, Esau sells his birthright to Jacob. My name is Theophilus Lamptey, and this is The Narrow Path. The story about Jacob and Esau, in this respect, we are talking about deception which comes from one's self. The story has been told several times about how Jacob deceived Esau. Today, I'm beginning from another perspective, that Esau deceived himself. Why am I saying that? If we look at the story critically, Jacob happened to be at home and he was cooking, which was his normal lifestyle. And Esau had come from the forest and he was hungry. All along, if you look at the story, Jacob had been somebody who had been particularly interested in the birthright. The birthright in the days of the Israelites, according to Bible literature, is something that they cherish so much, because physically the firstborn, or the one who inherits the parent, gets a double portion of whatever is allocated the other siblings. And on top of that, he becomes the spiritual head. And this has been something Jacob had been looking for from the day that they were born. But Esau was that kind of person who played down the intensity of what spiritual realities represent. So you see it playing out in this story. He comes from town, and as was the custom of Jacob, he was cooking, and then Esau goes ahead to ask of some of the food to eat. And because Jacob had always been looking for an opportunity to get the birthright, he felt this was a great opportunity for him. So what did he do? He goes ahead to ask his brother that, you know what, I'll give you a portion of my meal to eat, but under one condition: sell me your birthright. For me, if you ask me this question, I don't think there was any deceptive nature coming from Jacob. Jacob only took advantage of the situation. And then Esau, who actually was my person of interest here, that's where I want you to listen carefully. He agrees to sell his birthright to his brother, but at the back of his mind, he was deceiving him. And you see that as we read along the line, you will realize that he deliberately did not mean what he said to his brother, that he had sold the birthright to him. So you get to Genesis chapter 25, you read the verse 29 to the verse 34, and I want to read it quickly for you, and then we will draw our lessons and then bring this broadcast to an end. Genesis chapter 25, from the verse 29 to 34. It says, once when Jacob was cooking stew, Esau came in from the field, and he was exhausted. And Esau said to Jacob, let me eat some of the red stew, for I am exhausted. Therefore his name was called Edom. Jacob said, sell me your birthright now. Esau said, I am about to die. Of what use is a birthright to me? Jacob said, swear to me now. So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank and rose and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. So this was how Jacob ended up getting the birthright. To Esau, he was just playing gimmicks with Jacob. He didn't know that the things that he was saying, the oath that he took, the swearing that actually took place, it was beyond the physical. And that is what I want us to take home today. The things we say, as casual as they might seem, there are spirits in the atmosphere that don't play with the words that come out of us. So Esau thought, oh, you know what? I'm about to die. I'm starving. If I die, what is a birthright to me? Little did he know that if he is able to survive, the birthright means everything to him. So I'm asking you for food to eat so that I will not die to take my birthright. But it looks as if I just want to eat and forget about the birthright. So he sells the birthright to Jacob. But you see that because the forces were at place, they had already begun to work towards whatever Esau said. So the forces made sure that everything Esau said will be materialized. Why am I saying that? If you continue from the verse 34 downwards, you realize that there was a time when Isaac was about to die, and he called Esau that, you are my firstborn. Go into the forest and prepare for me venison that my soul will be excited and I will bless you. If Esau was not deceiving Jacob, that was the moment he was supposed to tell the father, Dad, you know what? I've already sold it to Jacob. So rather call him, let him do whatever you are asking, and then you put the blessings upon him. But Esau said nothing. That means Esau was still holding on to the supposed birthright that he has sold. So he hurriedly goes into the forest to do whatever he wanted to do and come for the blessings. But because the forces had already started to make way for Jacob to receive the blessings, because spiritually it has been handed over to him, the mother heard the father talking to Esau. So then Jacob goes ahead, according to the mother's instruction, to go and prepare the animal, brings it to the mom. The mom prepares food, goes to present it to the father. And is it not interesting? The father was looking for game, but Jacob brought a sheep that was around the house to the mother, and the mother was able to prepare the food. Is it not interesting that you were looking for game and you were given sheep or lamb to eat, and you could not even be able to pick up the difference between the meal prepared from the game or the meal prepared from the lamb that you had at home? So when spirits are involved, they shut everything that makes you do the right thing. So the spirits manipulated Isaac not to be able to determine the difference between the venison and that of the lamb at home. As if that was not enough, there was something that was boiling inside of Isaac that made him kept repeating at least 3 times, "Is this my son Esau? Is this my son Esau?" That means something was working in the inside of Isaac, because he was a priest. So he had anointing to be able to function. But because the one who was supposed to receive the blessings has gone ahead to release it willingly without any compulsion, forces have begun to make sure that it will go according to what he said. So from that time when he sold his birthright, in the realms of the spirit, Jacob had become the firstborn. So everything that Jacob must do for him to receive the blessings will work for his good. So the father, although a priest, was not able to pick it up. Eventually, the forces manipulate and push Isaac into releasing the blessing upon Jacob. And now I want to prove to you that Esau did not mean what he said. He was actually deceiving Jacob when he said he had given the blessings to him, and he actually went ahead to swear. When Jacob finished receiving the gift or the blessing, and then Esau came home. It was simultaneously, just when he was getting out of the room, Esau also came in, and Esau rushed to his father and is like, "Oh, Dad, I've brought the food that you asked me." And the father is like, "So who did I bless? Your brother has already come to take it." Bible said, and Esau was furious. He was furious to the point that he wanted to even kill his brother Jacob. That is where I conclude by saying that Esau was deceiving Jacob from day one. If you meant what you said by selling your birthright to him for a bowl of stew, you will not get upset when you hear that he had been given the blessing, because that was what you actually gave when you told him that you had given the blessing to him. So this is what I call self-deception. But whenever we go into self-deception, there is a spirit that is activated in the atmosphere that will make sure that whatever we've said will happen. And there is a common spirit that always moves with deception. It's called the spirit of murder. The spirit of deception is what the devil gives. And the devil has only 3 assignments. He can steal, kill, and destroy. So once you are able to buy it into that element of deception that comes with the devil, you are not far away from any of the 3 things that the devil does here on earth: steal, kill, and destroy. From today, may God help us. May God keep us discerning at all times. May we not think that we are being too smart. May we not think that the things we say are casual, but may we appreciate that there are always forces in the atmosphere. We might escape and be very intelligent in the physical, but the forces, you cannot bribe or deceive them. They will do what they have to do because they are legalists. My name is Theophilus Lamptey, and this has been The Narrow Path. Till we meet again next week, be safe and take care. Bye-bye.